I'm here with Jeff Jarvis and Alan Rusbridger from The Guardian and Buzzmachine. So, guys, I think you two, perfect combination. I just want to hear the two of you talk a little bit about where do you guys see this media going? I mean, is it dying or not?
It's dying in the form that it is at the moment, and the expense of keeping going in print and the investment that you need in digital at the moment was going to be tough even before we got the recession. With the recession, it's effectively impossible for a lot of publishers. So I think we're going to see a lot of old titles struggling or going under or converging or being bought. It's really a question of the pace of change, which I think has got faster and faster and faster, and is now going to be incredibly intensified. But it's just not going to be a smooth transition because the money is not there in the quantities that are needed to make the transition.
I mean, as far as, let's say, newspaper publishing, and now with the recession, people are saying, okay, I'm not going to be buying that $20 magazine or the subscription for the newspaper when I already have an internet connection or check on my iPhone or whatever. Is there enough money, you guys think, in the advertising online to sustain the publishing just on multimedia?
No, we don't know, but we have no choice but to try. The fundamentals of the economy of media have changed. It was always based on scarcity before. He owned the press, I don't. He can say, yeah, set the price. It's no longer the case. Now there's absolute abundance online. But, and I'm going to plug my book, I wrote a book called What Would Google Do? And what they've learned, what I learned from them and watching them, is that they learned how to manage abundance and create abundance and benefit from it. So they create a platform for people to benefit on top of that. And the more there is to search, the better off they are. So the question becomes, in journalism, how do we do that? And we've got a problem or an opportunity in having quality. We can't just, like Google, point to everything in the world. That's not our mission. But we can find new ways to find the best and improve them. Burda here invested in a company called Glam that has a large but limited network. I think that's a new model to play with. We have to try new models. We've had 15 years since the browser came out to recognize that the world was changing fundamentally. And now, as Alan says, it's a question of time. There isn't much left to figure it out.
I love, I've spent my life creating newspapers, but the chain of distribution from me pressing the button to printing it, to distributing it, to wholesaling it, to retailing it, to distributing it again is a Victorian system which is immensely time inefficient and costly. I had this conversation with Jeff when The Guardian bought printing presses about 3 years ago. I said I thought these would be the last printing presses we would ever buy, and I still believe that. I sense, in a way, we're waiting for the same kind of device that the music industry has had. So there is something which is not an iPod, not an iPhone, not an Amazon Kindle.
Not the Kindle.
Not yet. But there will be something. And the moment that arrives, that could either be the death or the salvation of what we do. So to me, it's something between the iPhone and the Kindle. It doesn't exist yet, but somebody will invent it.
The recession is only speeding up what was happening already. This fundamental change in the economy was already underway. And it's going to mean that some papers are going to die faster, but it's also going to mean that there are opportunities for new players to come in and create new products. But I'm bringing together a project and new business models for news to try to flesh out those models. I think that there are opportunities to see that the definition of big enough to make it has shrunk.
Especially after Obama's amazing speech last week, I think it's dawning on everyone that the international stories are critical to your personal lives, whether it's your personal security, your economy, the environment, politics. It's all international. And with American newspapers, the old media, completely withdrawing from the world at a quite startling rate. If you can remain engaged with the world, then I think that's somewhere to win.
Thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the rest of the DLD. There's some food coming later.
My lunch.
All right, see you guys.